as the name implies, neuro has to do with the brain, and feedback has to do with how we can chat to your brain, how we can reward your brain, how we can get it to change its ways. So in short, what we're trying to do with neurofeedback is help to kind of rewire the brain a little bit. So basically what happens when we go through life, when we go through stress, when we go through traumas, we use medication, we have injuries, all these things that happen to us in life kind of makes our brains go out of sync a little bit, our brain waves. So that causes our brains to not really function the way it's meant to. So that's why when you know, no matter what you do, you're always going to wake up tired because your brain waves are not doing what they're supposed to. It keeps you awake when it's meant to be calm. So what we do is we assess the brain, we see what's happening where with the brain waves, and then we can help your brain with feedback to change it. We use the latest technology, so we get to chat to the brain and we reward it within a 10,000th of a second. So the electrodes are in the head, it goes through to the computer, we link it to sound, we play it back to you. So you listen to your brain in real time in the form of music. And then every time your brain does the more appropriate function, so in other words, say for instance we want to calm the brain down. So every time the beaters are the busy waves, every time they calm down, it triggers a reward. So then your brain will hear a different sound. So for instance, you will listen to piano sounds playing, and every time your brain does something more appropriately, it will hear a bell. And then your brain will say, what was that? And it will say, I really felt good when I heard that. Let me do more of that. And then it calms down more, it triggers the reward, it feels good. So it's like we give your brain a cookie, to put it very easily, and your brain can see, wow, this is much better for me. I'm going to calm down. So we help it to build new neural pathways to do A, B, or C. You're going to have your eyes closed for this one. You're going to lean back, you're going to relax. If you fall asleep, that's perfectly fine as well. Otherwise, just keep on thinking about relaxing things, okay?
Well, I'm so lucky that Lize and the Brain Harmonics clinic is situated here at the same center. When Lize came here and she moved in here, she told me all about it, and I thought, let me give it a try, because I am very interested in therapies that can assist a person that is non-invasive, non-painful, but where you can see the benefits. So I did the assessment with Lize a couple of years ago, and since then, because I realized that it's so important to do regular follow-ups and maintenance, I have been visiting her for the treatments, and I have been seeing phenomenal results. I used to struggle with really, really bad headaches. I'm a businesswoman and a mom and trying to juggle a lot of things at the same time, like so many of us. And I have found that I really, really struggle to concentrate sometimes. I struggled with sleep. The treatments have been assisting with all of that.
If you go onto the internet and you research, or you just type in neurofeedback, you'll see there are thousands of studies, and the things that they have actually studied and done research on is so vast. So some of the first researchers did research on epilepsy, and they gotten to see that if certain frequencies are inhibited or rewarded, it helps to ease the epilepsy, and that's how they started doing more research on it. So that's where it started, but I mean, it's grown exponentially since then. If your brain functions better, you're gonna be better. You know, it really filters out so vastly. Just to name an example, if we work on your stress levels and your sleep, chances are that your blood pressure is going to decrease, you know, which is going to be good for your health and your heart. So if you feel like you're just a little too stressed, or you feel I'm not sleeping well, or you feel overwhelmed at work all the time, or you really feel unhappy, it's something that you can consider, but it's really also for so much more. Like, you know, you're not coping well, or you have depressive thoughts or suicidal thoughts. I mean, that's severe, you know, we can help with that. We can help your brain just relax everything. We can help it deal with past traumas, PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. We can help with autism, with ADHD. Really, anything that comes from the brain, we could probably help with. An assessment obviously is the first step, because we need to see what's happening in each person's brain. So an assessment involves us putting the electrodes on all the different lobes, and then we go through a series of things. So we'll have the person have their eyes closed, and we measure how the brainwaves are functioning. Then the next minute, we'll ask them to have eyes open, which simulates a kind of relaxed state, but you're awake, and then we see how the brainwaves function then. And then the third minute, we'll give them a task to do. So then we can see how the brain responds when you're busy. So we do that for all the lobes in the head. Okay, so that way we can see how the brainwaves are busy when you're sleeping, how they're functioning when you're busy, are they functioning at the right place, or are they dominant in the wrong place, or we need that first, because then I can see you're probably struggling with sleep. You may have depression markers, you probably lack motivation, you're going to be really stressed and you're going to find it hard to focus, or whatever the case may be. And then we can work out a plan. So every plan is individual based on the assessment and also the person's needs, because some people might find I cope well with this, but this is really getting me down. So we take that into account and we formulate a training plan. Generally, it takes about, I would say, anything within 10 days is normally the training process. So people will come for what we call sessions, and we'll finish and we complete what we call an intensive. So an intensive is where we balance all the imbalances that we pick up. So the idea is then to get you a whole new set of brainwaves, basically a whole new start, so to speak. After 3 weeks, we kind of have a new set of pathways, and then the rest is up to you. What you do with that is up to you. The magic you're going to create with all your new balances is, it can be exponential.
I would really encourage anybody, young or old, or if you have children or somebody that you think can benefit from this treatment, to really try it out. It is worth the try. There's no quick fix in life, but if you can do the treatment regularly, Lize can work out a program for you. I am most convinced that you will see the benefits.
I've had a lady who I always like to quote. She says, I can't pinpoint things, but I'm having such a general sense of well-being. So that is beautiful in itself. The best part is that it's natural and non-invasive. So it's beautiful.